Easy now, BF Journey here, British Filipino Journey. Good morning, good afternoon or good evening wherever you are today. This is the reason why I left the UK, because of this reason. Let me show you why. Because of this. You can see this. All this here, even though it's not big, is mine and my missus, and that's the main reason why I left the UK. So yeah, I'm a homeowner here in the Philippines, which I've never thought I'd be able to be. I mean, to be honest with you, the best thing I could do is probably give you a little background of who I am and where I'm from and what I'm about, basically. So obviously, yeah, I'm Filipino, born in Britain, born and raised in London. And I come to a realization that the UK dream, if you want to call it that, it's not possible for people like me, working class people. And one thing is hard is basically to get on the property ladder. We're being outpriced, and especially in London, any major city is just overpriced now. And before 20, 30 years ago, it was easy for people from working class backgrounds to get on the property ladder, to start a business, things like that. But now recently, well, I say recently, the last say 15, 20 years, it's getting harder and harder. So, and I come to a realization that for me to be getting on the property ladder, I got more of a chance here in the Philippines than to do in my nation of my birth, which is the UK. So yeah, I came to a realization at 2014. That's when I went to the Philippines, and I was like, the last time I was in the Philippines, I was like 7 years old. So I was like 1992. So 2014 was when I went there for the first time since 1992, and then I realized how developed Philippines was getting. You know, it was constructions everywhere, infrastructure, everything. It was obviously complete change. And then from then I saw the writing on the wall for someone like me, that the only option I have to actually get on the property ladder is in the Philippines. And that's why I started, you know, that's why I started to get my invest my money to. 2 years later, 2016, I met my current wife, and then from with her, we're able to basically get this house. And obviously it's under her name, but I've got my dual nationality now, so we'll do the process of get my name under the house, and plus I've got land in her province, which is another thing as well. So already here, as a working class British person, I've got a house, I've got land, and I've got this car here, and I'm investing in a condominium as well. No, you can't do that as a working class person in the UK, bro. It's too hard. And the fact is this. So yeah, the average person works, the average working class person works 9 to 5, doing whatever, just for the weekend. From the age of 19 to the age of 40, I gave the best year to the British government, to the British state, for to live in a council flat with my mum and dad. Am I a mug? Bruv, we're getting mugged off. So they want us to work just for the weekend, to go down to the pubs, have a few bevies, and then watch the football and complain about the football and moan about the football or get excited about the football while we're getting poorer and poorer. Nah, mate, we're getting mugged off, and life is getting harder for the average working class person, regardless of your background. Anyway, that's why I left the UK, mate, for the Philippines. I'm tired of getting mugged off. Over here in the Philippines, yes, life is hard and all the other stuff. There's pros and cons to anywhere you live in the world, whether it's the UK, the Philippines, America, whatever, yeah. But this is the actual fact, that my money goes further here. So that's what I did. You know, our currency is really strong right now, so I just use the currency we have, the UK pound, and just invested here in the Philippines. And obviously, I was lucky to find a wife that was patient and very good with like paperwork and stuff like that. And because obviously they deal with all this housing and the car and everything, you got to deal with a lot of bureaucracy here in the Philippines, which you don't know. It takes, you have to have patience like no other. It's crazy over here, but thanks to me that I got a good wife and a good Filipino. That's one thing you need to be, if you plan to live out here in the Philippines, you gotta make sure you got a good Filipino wife or girlfriend, obviously. But yeah, the main reason I want to do this channel It's for people who are like me, or Filipinos, whether you're full, half, quarter, whatever. It's to come here to the Philippines. If you're someone like my background, working class background, just making ends meet, just getting by day to day, come here, man. I mean, invest here. And Philippines is improving, it's growing. It's not perfect, but like I said, it's nowhere perfect. But for me, as a person from a working class background, you got more of a chance to, to buy a house here than you would in your own country, whether it's the UK, Europe, North America, Australia, whatever it may be. So you just gotta be sensible with your money and make the right choices and stuff like that, and then one day you can have a house like this. So yeah, got the old clothes hanging. But yeah, this is, I'll show pictures of what it looked like when we first bought it. But this is all, and by the way, all this is done by my missus. Now, obviously she had contractors help her out, but the design inside and everything, she's done by her. So yeah, like this is all extra. This bit here, we built that as extra. So yeah, like this is the main reason why I come out here to the UK.
Oh, God, blimey.
So this is the main reason why I come out to the Philippines. There's a saying in England, in the UK, every Englishman's home is his own castle. So for me, this is my castle. I'm planting my flag here in the Philippines. And yeah, I didn't see any reason to stay in the UK no more. Why I'm gonna stay in the country where it makes it harder for someone like me to make it, really, to get on the property ladder, to, like, if you got no outlet, you got no goals, then what are you gonna do? If you got no aspiration to better your life, to better yourself, then what are you going to do, really? What are you working for? You know what I mean? Like the fruits of your labor, you got to have something to show for it for the next generation. That's the whole point of it. The whole point of working is the fact that you have a family, and then when you have a family, you give something that you have, that you worked hard for, that you earn, to give to the next generation, which is usually your kids. And they'll pass it on to their kids, your grandchildren, and so on and so forth. That's the whole point of it. But now, because of the current economic situation, political, social situation in the UK, which is really bad, yeah, man, it's just, like I said, I don't want to say like I was like Houdini, or not Houdini, Nostradamus, like I predicted, but I can see when I was in 2014, when I went to the Philippines for the first time since I was 7 years old, I could tell, okay, something, this is, Philippines is changing, it's developing, and there's money being invested over here, compared to the UK where it's just stagnated. We're not growing at all, and like people talk about corruption in the Philippines, which is true. I'm not gonna lie, but the fact is there's corruption everywhere. In the UK, we just have a delusion of thinking that we haven't got corrupt politicians. But if you look around you, you look at the state of every city, it's decay. That's what corruption does. It decays your cities and your streets and your lifestyle. So if you don't believe we have corruption in the UK, like political corruption, then you're just deluding yourself. I mean, I think there's a railway system that was supposed to be built from London to Birmingham, and it still hasn't been built, and that was done like 15 years ago or something. It still hasn't been built. They basically overspend, so they need more money, which is crazy. But anyway, so that's the main reason why I come out here, because yeah, this is my own castle, mine and Mrs. Castle. I mean, within 2 to 3 years, this house will be mine, like fully paid. Mine and my missus fully paid, lock, stock, and the lot, mate. You know what I mean? And that's I've been investing in, not what we got this place at 2017, and we got it for 1 million at the time, and then now it's worth 1.7, 1.8. Especially now we've got the extension in the back, and we kind of like changed it around a little bit. So yeah, the housing lot here basically it's 65 altogether, and the floor is about 42 square meters, and it's up and down. So we got downstairs and upstairs, and yeah, it's just basically, this is what I've been spending my money on since 2017 and been investing here. And like I said, within 3 years, it'll be ours. And the mortgage is only about 6,000 pesos, and I'll put the exchange rate about here. But we've been paying 10,000 since we got it, so obviously that's the reason why we can pay. That's the reason why, when in 3 years we've been fully paid, because we've been paying extra. So yeah, that's like, you can't beat that kind of price. I mean, where you'll get that kind of price in the UK for a mortgage, and like I'm in a good city, like not a major city, but I say a small city. Like Lipa City is around 400,000 residents. It's about 1 hour, 15 minutes from Manila. So I'm south of Manila. So that's where Lipa City is. It's south of Manila. It's in Batangas. That's the province. And yeah, I mean, it's not bad. And my condominium is in Santa Rosa Laguna, which is about 30-minute drive, and that's like basically a 45-minute to an hour drive from Manila. So that's more a bit further north. And yeah, this is our place, and this is the main reason why I left the UK, man, because I can't do it no more. Like, what's the point? Like I said, I'm in my 40s, bro. So what am I doing? You know what I mean? So like, I'm living in my, like, I got a lot of mates who are living with they moved out, you know, paying the private landlord and all that, paying his mortgage. And then obviously when they lose a job, or when they haven't got enough to pay, or if they meet a girlfriend and get, you know, they have a family and all that, they gotta go back to their parents' council flat because they can't afford to get a house, mate. It's just ridiculous. It's crazy, brother. It's like, I know a lot of, like, for working class people in the UK, it's hard, man. And it's like, and the fact that I'm a first generation, British born generation of immigrants, yeah. Both my side of my family are immigrants. I'm the son and grandson of immigrants, so the fact that someone like me is leaving the UK because there's no opportunity for people like, for my background, my social economic background, working class, I got basic education, basic work skills. Like this is brand new to me. I've got no media degree or nothing like that. As you can tell by the way I'm just being me. That's what I can do, really. I want to be as transparent as I can on this channel. Like, this is the only way this is the way I'm making money over here, is doing this. I save some money up to pay what I need to pay and all that, but this is like, like I said, I'm 40 now. I need to start making moves. I can't just keep working and just hoping for the best. I've got to make moves, and for the first time, yes, it's nerve-wracking, but at the same time, I'm working for myself, which is kind of like liberating, because you obviously, since my whole adult age, I've been working for someone else and worrying about what they want from me instead of what's good for myself, and that's what I'm doing right now. So yeah, that's why I'm trying to do this YouTube thing, social media thing, and everything. Like, hopefully with your help and your guys with subscribing, I can get monetized, and with monetization, even though it's a little bit, but every penny helps, especially here, like in the Philippines. Bloody flies, bro. But yeah, man, pros and cons in the Philippines, like everyone else, but you know what I mean. Let me show you around the area, man. All right, Rooster Man. So this is my subdivision, and this subdivision is like a working class subdivision. That's the best way to describe it. It's not like high-end subdivision we see all parts of the Philippines or even Manila, but yeah, man. Nice weather today as well. It's a bit cloudy, but that's nice. It's not too hot. And not as too humid today, so it's not too bad. But yeah, man, just the fact that this is my journey, so I want you to obviously like and subscribe and join me and everything. But yeah, man, this is what I've got to do. This is all it. And like I said, I'm going to be as transparent as I can on this channel, because obviously I want you guys to be part of my journey, hence the name, British Filipino Journey. And yeah, it's just got to get on it, basically, you know what I mean? So a bit of background as to what I used to do back in the UK for work. Always worked in back of a house. My first job was with a bookshop, so I worked at back house there. So basically warehouse kind of work. Get the goods, receive the goods, put the goods on the system, then the shop floor, get the goods and sell it on the shop floor, obviously. So most of my jobs have been doing that. Worked for Marks and Spencer's about 5 years, do the same thing. They call it operations, so back of house, same thing. Worked at Waterstones for about 3 years, same thing. Back of house, doing that kind of stuff. Then I was a traffic warden. I know, don't kill me, but yeah, I was a traffic warden for a couple of years. Stopped that job because I couldn't deal with it anymore. And my last job before coming here to the Philippines, I was actually a cleaning operator for a school, basically a school cleaner, man. They just make it sound good. But yeah, I was doing that, and part-time and stuff. And yeah, the reason why, like while I was working at the school, I was working at Waterstones. So the Waterstones I was working at it's the biggest one in Western Europe, down in Piccadilly. And the back of house of that is in the basement. So obviously in the basement, all the dust or whatever it was making me hard to breathe. So I started having like cough fits and stuff like that, and then they realized, and all the time I realized as soon as I stopped working there, then my throat and my cough started to go away basically. So I realized it's working in the basement that caused me to have cough fits. So yeah, my last job, like I said, was working as a cleaner in the school. Even though wasn't getting paid much, but the money, because of the currency, I was able to do what I'm doing right now, save some money, and and do what I need to do basically. So that's the jobs I've done. I've worked mostly, like I said, back of house. I had only a handful of jobs. So my first job in a bookshop, Books Etc. Borders, but now they don't exist in the UK no more. Marks and Spencers, and then traffic warden, then Waterstones, and then the cleaning job in the school. So 5 jobs basically since I've been working since the age of 19 to now I'm 40. So right now I'm self-employed doing this YouTube stuff. So yeah, man, just gotta grind. Like for the first time in my life, I'm working for myself. Yeah, gotta do what I gotta do. So yeah, that's my life. So a bit of background, a bit of a family background or history background where I come from, or where my family come from, should I say. Obviously, like I said, I was born and raised in London, northwest London, Camden, Universal College of London, the hospital over there. That's where I was born. Let me talk about my dad's side of the family, because obviously I'm a product of immigration, and also right now in the UK it's a bit techie to talk about it, but right now immigration is a big thing in the UK, especially if you're on the legal, illegal immigration kind of thing. But I'm not going to talk too much about it, because obviously YouTube's a bit funny when it comes to talking about politics. But I'm going to say about basically this: my dad's side of the family were political refugees. My granddad, my abuelo, was arrested for his political affiliation, and that's how he was, after 3 years in prison, in September the 11th, 1973. That's when the coup happened in Chile. So I'm half Chilean, half Filipino. So that's how they're able to get asylum from the British consulate in Santiago, and they came with all the paperwork, obviously passports and all that, and all their paperwork and stuff like that, and they were vouched for by a Labour MP, I believe. I can't remember the guy's name, but that's how they claim political asylum in the UK. So that's how they claim political asylum in the UK. So they from Chile, they went to Brixton in the 80s, in the early 80s, late 70s. So if you don't know Brixton back in the day, if you know, you know. If you don't, do some research. But Brixton back in the day was proper, like, wasn't like, it was like, like I said, you can do your own research and find out how Brixton was back in the early 70s and late 70s and early 80s. So that's my dad's side of the family. And then my mom's side of the family, obviously the Filipino side, my Lola, my grandparents, left the Philippines in the early 70s, right before or after martial law. But they came to the UK as domestic cleaners in the NHS. That's their first job. That's how they came to the UK. So they were basically, like most Filipinos, OFWs, overseas Filipino workers. That's how they got to the UK. So for 10 years they had to work, pay taxes, pay their bills like everyone else. And with the help of an English lawyer, they were able to bring my mum and my 2 uncles over. So after 10 years of working, grafting, they were able to bring my mum and my uncles over. Obviously, my mum came to the country where she was 14. So from age of 4, my mum didn't have her parents, my grandparents, her parents, to take care of them. So yeah, man. So she came at 14. My mum and dad met when my mum was 15, and my dad was 16, and then within 2 years I was born. My mum had me when she was 18. They got married. Young parents, obviously, different generation. Those days they took responsibility of their own actions. If you move like an adult, if you take responsibility like an adult. Nowadays, these young lot want to move like adults, talk like adults, be treated like adults, but when they have adult problems, they will be treated like kids. That's the reality. Like back in the day, if you make a big consequences, you dealt with it. You know what I mean? And that's what they did. They were young teenagers. My mum got pregnant, and they did the right thing, which is they got married, and I was the result of it. And then also I got my 3 younger brothers. So yeah, And ever since then, my mum and dad have been working. You know, we're working class immigrants. So, but yeah, that's my background. So I thought I'd give you a little background where I come from. That the fact that I'm a first British-born generation, you know, immigrant sons and grandsons of immigrants. That, you know, it's not the one anymore for me in the UK. It's very hard for anyone. It doesn't matter what your background is. It's just hard for working class people to get on the property ladder, to start a business, and like when you're basically spending most of your wages on just surviving, which is not the way it's supposed to be. So yeah, and so that's my story. That's my background. So if you like what you see, you like what you hear, if you like my personality and all that, subscribe, and I'll be uploading as many videos as I can, because obviously this is basically, I want to show you the unfiltered, uncut of the Philippines, you know what I mean? Because I know a lot of people here like, you know, hey, the Philippines is all this. I'm gonna show you the good side and the bad side, the pros and the cons. I'm not gonna muck about, you know what I mean, bro? So I'm gonna be straight up, bro. I'm from the ends, I'm from the manor. I'm not gonna just sugarcoat nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's the way I am. You know, if you know working class people in Britain, we don't give a damn, bro. We're just no filter, bro. Just, you know, say what it is and get on with it. But anyway, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, and share. Do all that fun stuff, and like I said, stay safe and stay lucky.